The Objective News Network, subcultures are driving America's demise. Today, most everything we see, hear, and read on the media is by definition biased in the political direction of either the left or the right. There no longer exists in America a large essential middle group of people willing to consider, at least as a matter of civil discourse, multiple perspectives in a logically defensible way to make good decisions. Instead, we have become a society of distinct subcultures who want what they want and want it now, no matter that what they want may do more damage than good to the broader society in which they live. Okay, how does this relate to our rights to free expression, censorship, and the sharing of different points of view to come up with better decisions that help the broader society, our country, and the world, and our position in the world in a way that recognizes the extended order effects of bad decision making? I started the Objective News Network over a year ago. I had a vision to produce a new kind of news broadcast that would analyze the important events and situations of the day and report on them using only genuine issues of fact, and then applying the rules of logic to make absolutely certain the information we shared with our viewers was objective, free of the mis and disinformation so frequently bandied about by the mainstream media to draw logically indefensible conclusions. We decided to use a state-of-the-art software tool called authentication. In another role outside of ONN, I'm a computer scientist modeler. I developed authentication so that there was no human in the loop, so that it was artificial intelligence independent system used to validate data drawn from across the internet to determine in a totally transparent way if it is true. In other words, whether any given assertion is a proven genuine issue of fact or not, and then be able to prove it. But almost everything we see, read, or hear today is a combination of both true and false information put together in different ways to convince us of this or that, whether it is really true or not. In those cases, we needed a software tool like authentication that could separate facts from fiction in a sea of information in a way we could absolutely prove that our stories were based only on the genuine issues of fact, with only the true facts assembled in ways they did not violate the rules of logic. Our goal was to avoid the rampant use of logical fallacies that are used to deceive and introduce bias rather than objectively inform. The Objective News Network has been operating now for over a year, and we have researched, produced, and broadcast well over 100 news stories that have appeared at our website, on YouTube and Rumble, and been promoted on major social media platforms like LinkedIn, X, Facebook. We used authentication to help us research our backstories, separate the essential facts from fiction, and to make certain that the resulting news content was assembled in a logically valid and truthful way. Every story we do at ONN is washed down exactly this same way, using the same set of transparent rules to assure that we do not present stories containing mis or disinformation or bias. Nonetheless, even with the world's most technologically advanced software, authentication, we have still had our run-ins with censorship. In all cases, the censorship supposedly involved non-government affiliated commercial tech giant social media platforms. In some cases, the censorship actions were likely the result of faulty public safety algorithms. In other cases, they were the result of individual decisions to censor content. From the very startup of ONN, we noticed something very odd with our numbers. We started off with unusually low numbers, such as only 2 or 3 views on one social media platform, in this case YouTube, with another platform, in this case Rumble, showing a statistically significant higher, but still overall low number of views. Over time, the numbers began to fluctuate from tens of views on the YouTube platform to hundreds of views on the Rumble platform, depending on the topic of the news story. For example, we did a highly researched series of stories involving multi-source first-hand witness accounts and documentation involving bioespionage programs concerning the genetic engineering of incurable pathogens like SARS and COVID-19, a story of obvious interest to the intelligence community. Yet, the stories received a highly questionable and suspiciously low number of views, as reported by the 2 social media platforms, one YouTube and the other Rumble. We also found that the platforms' reporting of views at their websites were deceptively low anyway when compared with numbers being reported by X and other sources. It would appear from this analysis that the indication of a low number of views was intentionally being used to discourage users from viewing what would appear to be an otherwise uninteresting or untrue story. Another third major platform banned the same story completely, falsely claiming that it contained misleading content, despite the fact that we could prove the validity of our reporting with hard, documented evidence from multiple sources. This platform, LinkedIn, refused to consider our deep sourcing and the irrefutable evidence we offered to provide to them, proving the bona fides of our story. Later, when we checked another major social media platform, in this case X, we were startled to find that the number of views of this and many other of our stories were in many cases exponentially higher than on Rumble or YouTube. The significant statistical difference between numbers cannot be logically explained by mathematics. The only tangible way this could have happened was by intentional censorship via shadow banning and other censorship methods now in use by certain tech giants and their social media platforms. In the purchase of X by Elon Musk, he discovered that intelligence elements of the US government had deeply infiltrated the former Twitter to influence what would and would not be published on the platform and how far particular stories would be disseminated or distributed. Of course, Elon Musk asked the FBI to pack up. There was another highly researched story. Again, it involved multi-source first-hand witness accounts and documentation demonstrating that the Federal Bureau of Investigation was engaged in placing Americans on government watch lists without any evidence of any individual wrongdoing. Again, the number of reported views on YouTube and Rumble vis-a-vis X was statistically significant. So significant that it suggested that censorship mechanisms were in fact put into effect to prevent the distribution of the story. It is what it is. This is John Hnatio reporting for the Objective News Network. At ONN, we are dedicated to bringing you the true facts in a logically correct way. If you are interested in learning more about the advanced technology tools we use, please visit this URL to get a demonstration of the software authentication and how we use it to separate fact from fiction here at ONN. Thanks for watching, and please tell your family, friends, colleagues, and followers about us. We look forward to seeing you the next time.